SKIBIDI toilet faces off against the Astro toilet. Today I'll show you and explain all the secrets hidden in the new episode number 72 part 1 of SKIBIDI toilet that you might have missed. In this video we saw the perspective of the scientific cameraman that we hadn't seen for a long time, and we'll also witness the return of a very powerful cameraman machine. However, great enemies also return, such as the G toilet and even Tenaza's Astro toilet, which reveals something that literally changes everything. Could it be that the G toilet is not the true boss of the SKIBIDI toilets? And in this video I'll explain all of this about what happened in this episode so that you can better understand the hidden story that is happening in the series, as well as all the secrets that are hidden here. So if you want to know all about this and more, stay until the end of the video. Not without 200 likes first if you want me to explain part 2 when it comes out. So I invite you to subscribe and turn on the notifications bell. The SKIBIDI G toilet is not the boss. In the new episode 72 part 1 of SKIBIDI toilet, at the beginning we saw the same final scene from episode 70 when Plungerman was dying and saying goodbye to the camera titan. Apparently all of this was also being observed by another cameraman on his tablet, where we read the name of Scientific Cameraman 1337. Now that would be the name of the POV cameraman of this new episode 72 part 1. That is, it is a scientific cameraman, but not just any cameraman, as we see that he gets very angry and hits something due to the loss of his great friend Plungerman, because the POV scientific camera of this episode is the same POV cameraman from episode 48 when he fought alongside Plungerman because they were great friends. There we also saw his sleeves were white, and at the end of that episode that cameraman was cut in two by the circular chainsaw SKIBIDI. Then that scientific cameraman reappeared in episode 54 inside a robot that had been created for him so that he could walk and be stronger, because due to the fact that SKIBIDI cut him in two, it seems that they couldn't reattach his normal legs, but instead attached him to this new robot. And exactly this scientific camera that goes in his robot is the POV scientific cameraman of the current episode. After seeing Plungerman's death, he observes 3 tactical cameramen fighting in the war, and exactly this scene is one of the spoilers that Dafuboom showed us days ago and that I already explained to you here on the channel. What we theorized came true, that a cameraman would blow up that SKIBIDI toilet we see in the background, and that's why it's on fire. And the other SKIBIDI that was beside it shot a rocket which exploded very close to this cameraman and surely blew him to pieces, because after this moment we don't see that tactical cameraman again, but in the rest of the episode we only see 2 of them because this third one died there. Surely. After this, the POV scientific camera turns to look, and on top of a house there's the mutant police SKIBIDI. And here another theory, we said that the SKIBIDI flying around here would actually be the same mutant SKIBIDI, and we see how it shoots 2 rockets from its left side right at this car where a tactical cameraman was taking cover, and the POV scientist managed to dodge the attack. Fortunately, that tactical cameraman also survived since the car passed over him. The POV scientist retaliates with 2 laser beams he has, but the mutant SKIBIDI hides behind that building. Then another mutant with a sword dodges towards the POV, but he punches him with his left robot arm, and on the ground he finishes him off with his 2 laser beams. He also dodges the rocket of another SKIBIDI toilet and kills him also with the laser beams, because this robot scientific POV is very powerful. Another mutant with a sword dodges towards him and starts cutting the screen of his robot, and was very close to also cutting the real hand of the cameraman, who risked a lot and moved his hand close to the sword to press a button on his tablet and activate the knife of his right robot hand, with which he pierced the head of the SKIBIDI, killing it instantly, then threw it to the ground and proceeded to disintegrate it with his laser beams. If up to this point you're finding the episode epic, I invite you to give my video a like right now. I remind you that if we reach 100 likes, I will bring you the explanation of part 2 as soon as it comes out, and subscribe and activate the bell. After this, another mutant SKIBIDI rushes towards him but manages to stop him with his laser beams. However, the impact was very close, that made the scientific camera POV stagger backwards, and as that mutant was burning to death, he saw more SKIBIDI toilets coming towards him, rocket launching SKIBIDIs, mutant SKIBIDIs. There was one running in the background and a helicopter SKIBIDI flying, while next to him was a mutant police SKIBIDI protecting himself from the attacks of the cameramen with his riot shield, and attacked them with his scythe, cutting 2 of the cameramen in half. After this, he began to walk towards the POV scientific camera camera, and this image is exactly the other spoiler that Boom posted yesterday. If we zoom in on this cameraman, we can see him begging for his life crawling, but the mutant Skibidi crushes him, finishing him off. F in the chat for that fallen cameraman. The mutant Skibidi fired its other 2 rocket launchers at the POV scientific camera, which managed to dodge just in time and counterattacked with its laser beams. But at that moment, the police Skibidi lowered the protective glass of its helmet, aimed its rockets downwards, and covered itself with the riot shield to protect itself from this attack, allowing it to continue advancing. It even managed to attack with its scythe against the robot's laser beams. As it was about to attack the scientific POV, the latter managed to shield itself with its robotic right arm, but it got cut off and even destroyed the robot's screen. The robot lost its right arm, yet it continued to attack the mutant Skibidi, which could no longer defend itself. However, at that moment, a shot hit the mutant Skibidi, allowing the scientific POV to escape. The mutant Skibidi became very angry, looking to see who had attacked it. Up above, another Skibidi helicopter with rockets was hovering, and the mutant Skibidi was surprised to see who had attacked it. It was something flying that even destroyed another Skibidi flying in front of it. When it landed, we realized it was none other than the spider robot camera, which we first saw in episode 13 but was destroyed. Later in episode 22, we saw more of these spider cameras, and in episode 32, it was the last time we saw one alive, but it was also destroyed. The last time we saw one of these was in episode 70, where its head was in the trophy room. Apparently, the Alliance has built a new version of the spider cameras, which is much more powerful. Upon landing, it attacked the mutant Skibidi with energy cannons. Realizing that its shield was not enough to protect itself from these attacks, the mutant Skibidi tried to escape but received more hits and fell wounded. The spider camera was so powerful that it easily finished off the mutant Skibidi, but then it received an attack from a giant Skibidi with a red beret who was smoking an elderly Skibidi. This Skibidi is a clear reference to the character Bill from Left 4 Dead, only slightly modified. Thus, we'll call it the Bill Skibidi toilet. It counterattacked by launching rockets at the spider camera until it exploded, creating a large black smoke cloud. At that moment, we also saw one of the mutant Skibidis who had been attacked earlier by the scientific POV, but to everyone's amazement, emerged unscathed from the black smoke. Apparently, that Skibidi Bill's attack wasn't enough to damage it. The spider camera then activated its maximum power, launching an energy ball from its front reactor. Just before being attacked by this ball, the Bill Skibidi toilet made a meme sound scream, exploding into many pieces, dying instantly. Seeing this, the scientific POV gestured with both hands as if liking the spider camera. He wanted to do it with his 2 robot hands, but since his right robot hand was cut off, he had to replace it with his real right hand. Then the scientific POV walked toward the wounded mutant Skibidi to finish it off. However, at that moment, another Skibidi helicopter appeared from above but was easily knocked down by the spider camera. As the scientific POV and his robot advanced, the spider camera escorted them. Another Skibidi appeared ahead, which seemed to be metallic, reflecting the yellow flames around it. The scientist and his robot grabbed a grenade toilet paper and threw it at the Skibidi, causing it to explode. Finally reaching the mutant Skibidi, the scientist would use its own weapon against it, grabbing its scythe. When he was about to kill it, the mutant Skibidi made a rude gesture, glaring at him with hatred. Then something strange happened in the background and the mutant Skibidi laughed. It seemed to be the Skibidi toilet that had just arrived at the scene, collapsing all the surrounding towers and buildings. The Skibidi toilet arrived just in time, saving the mutant Skibidi's life. It attacked the mutant Skibidi with its laser beams, which hit the scientist's robot, sending it flying. The spider camera tried to attack the G-toilet, but its attacks were ineffective. The G-toilet even deployed an energy shield we hadn't seen before, easily protecting itself from the spider camera's maximum power attack. This confirms what Boom said in some interviews. We haven't seen all the abilities and powers of the G-toilet. It easily defended against the spider camera's maximum power attack and counterattacked with 3 laser beams, completely destroying the spider camera and causing it to explode on the ground. F in the chat for that great soldier who just failed. At that moment, sparks began to fly and the robot in which the POV scientific camera was located started to catch fire, so he had to quickly get off it, and then it exploded, leaving it lying on the ground. Let's remember that this POV scientific camera doesn't have legs because it was cut in half by that circular saw SKIBIDI in chapter 48. So when this POV cameraman stands up, he's actually supporting himself on his 2 hands alone, which is why we see him at a very short height. Then he turns to look and sees G Toilet staring out towards the horizon while his allies, the SKIBIDI toilets, advance in the direction he indicates. We even hear Michael Jackson's GG being sung and several golden SKIBIDI pass by, which are likely metallic or even gold, which is why they appear in that cooler. They are carrying these containers and we know they contain unfinished experiments from the SKIBIDI scientist. And because we simultaneously hear the SKIBIDI Michael Jackson singing, many wondered if one of these SKIBIDIs is inside these containers. The answer is no, because the SKIBIDI Michael Jackson who flies off is this one here, as we can even see the shape of his hat. Moreover, if you listen to this video with headphones, you'll notice that the sound of GG moves from left to right as the SKIBIDI flies, which confirms 100% that this SKIBIDI here is SKIBIDI Jackson. Among those flying by are unrecognizable SKIBIDI toilets, but also the mutant SKIBIDI, the same one that greeted G Toilet in episode 71. One of the SKIBIDI builders who worked in the factory or laboratory of the SKIBIDI toilets approaches to speak a little with G Toilet. Perhaps he's asking if they should continue on that route or change direction, to which G Toilet indicates they should keep going. And when this SKIBIDI builder advances, he is intercepted by the Astro Toilet with tongs. This SKIBIDI toilet tried to escape from the Astro Toilet, but obviously he wouldn't be able to since the Astro Toilet's tongs stopped him thanks to the magnets they have. The Astro Toilet crushed this SKIBIDI toilet, made him explode, and spoke in English directed at G Toilet, saying the following: "You know the penalty for treason, Commander, no?" And he throws the SKIBIDI so that he crashes into G Toilet, but he doesn't even flinch. However, the message that the Astro Toilet just told G Toilet is too important and impactful, literally changing everything, as he is practically telling G Toilet that he has betrayed the army to which they belong. But how is it possible for G Toilet to betray his own if he's supposed to be the supreme leader? Well, what the Astro Toilet with tongs just said would mean that G Toilet is not actually the supreme leader of the SKIBIDIs, but rather he has a boss and he has betrayed him. Even the Astro Toilet called G Toilet Commander, meaning that Commander is a lower rank than General, which would be the superior rank in a military group. This means that G Toilet is only a commander but has a general boss who could be the most powerful SKIBIDI toilet of all and whom we have not yet seen in the series. Perhaps the SKIBIDI scientist was another commander and was at the same level as G Toilet. This literally changes everything, because now we could understand a little better what we saw in episode 60 of SKIBIDI Toilet. When the Astro Toilets were discussing with G Toilet, they were not actually rebelling against him, but they were actually sent by their supreme leader to demand from G Toilet why he failed his mission. All this time we believed that the Astro Toilets had betrayed the SKIBIDIs, but in reality the real traitor was G Toilet. This changes everything. Could it be that an Astro Toilet will be the supreme leader of the SKIBIDIs? Due to the recent interviews given by Dafuk, I would say no, but rather that the Astro Toilets are just another division of the SKIBIDI toilets, but the supreme leader possibly is indeed a SKIBIDI toilet, but more powerful than G Toilet. After this, the Astro Toilet begins to charge energy in his body and in his tongs and tells G Toilet that no one escapes justice. G Toilet prepares all his laser beams and metal plates move on his body to shoot with his maximum power, as an epic battle between G Toilet and the Astro Toilet with tongs is about to begin. But that's when the episode ends and it seems like we hear the G, which is the scream of SKIBIDI Michael Jackson. Will he return to help G Toilet, or was it just a background scream? We don't know what will happen next because the episode ends here, but because the Astro Toilet told G Toilet that no one escapes justice, he is practically explaining that the Astro Toilet with tongs is going to enforce justice, which in other words would mean that their boss ordered the Astro Toilet to eliminate G Toilet for having betrayed them. Was this betrayal what happened in episode 60, or was it a betrayal when he decided to abandon the SKIBIDI scientist? Write your theories down here in the comments. This was just part 1, and in part 2 we will discover how the great battle between the Astro Toilet and SKIBIDI G Toilet will end. If there was at least one secret in this video that you hadn't noticed in the episode, I challenge you to like the video right now. I remind you that if we reach 100 likes, I will bring you the explanation and secrets of part 2 when it comes out. So subscribe and activate the bell. I am George Isaac 1 of 15. Greetings to all and goodbye.